Welcome back. This is Meet in the Middle. I'm Christine Brown. It is Monday, August 24th, and we're talking about fighting the fires in the state of Washington. And my guest, Chief Lonnie Click, says that this is like a 100-year fire. Is that it? We're in a position where I think people actually are saying this is the worst it's ever been in the state of Washington.
Yeah, it's a very dramatic fire season. We look back and look at history, and it all lines up to the fire season of the late 1800s, 1890s, and then 1910. So we're at a 100-year cycle right now in fire, and there's a significant amount of fire on the landscape.
Yes. What needs to happen this summer so that we're not in the same situation again next year? Well, I mean, this winter. What needs to happen?
So we can only hope for some stabilization in our weather patterns, where we get back to more of a normal moisture, normal temperature, and actually some above normal moistures would be nice. We were significantly behind in the snowfall and the snowpack this last year. We were in the 20 and 30 percentiles for annual snow, as we see in the the drought index, and of course locally we're impacted in the Yakima River Basin because we don't have any irrigation water. So that's part of that snowpack thing. Well, that's what it's done in the mountains also. It's made it so, there was not water in the spring to keep things wet. So they dried out a lot faster, and they were a lot more susceptible to fire, and then they continued to dry throughout the spring, and that's where we're at today.
Mm-hmm.
Just lots of rain and snow is what we can hope for this winter.
You were saying during the break about what the trees have done because of the drought. Tell people that.
So the conifer trees are so dry right now. They went into a survival mode where they're all drought stricken, and they sucked all their moisture back into their trunk and out of their limbs, and to keep themselves alive. And what that does is it makes the needle cast is very, very volatile to fire right now, and it's almost like our cheatgrass here in the desert. They just erupt in fire when any fire's around them because they're so dry.
Mm-hmm. I want to ask you about the recruiting of volunteers. Now, at first blush, to me, that means danger. I mean, people that don't know how to fight fires. Is that a good idea? What's going on there?
So there's many roles that folks can do when they're asked to help, or they're looking for volunteers, and you can put folks through a very quick training program, and if they have some good leadership and good guidance, they can actually go out there and work on the fire line. And in the mop-up stage, they're not going to put them right in front of a running fire on the front edge.
Good.
They can also, there's also things that they can do in camp. They can do things around the camp. They can work with the supplies. They can deliver supplies to the line for the firefighters. There's lots of things that volunteers can do. They are runners. They can
Mm-hmm.
do paperwork. There's a tremendous amount of things that are involved in the incident management of fire suppression. So,
Okay.
so looking for folks to help is it's a big deal.
So we've heard about donation programs. What I hear from folks, and I hear this from Red Cross over and over and over again, is they don't need dishes, they don't need clothes, they don't have any way to disperse that kind of stuff, but they need money. They need money to donate to the Red Cross to help out that effort. But Lonnie, do firefighters need anything?
The firefighters are really taken care of at the incident. That's what the incident command structure does. We bring kitchens in to feed them. We give them a good place to sleep. So they're very well nourished. The biggest thing, is we need to make sure that they're getting adequate amount of rest. But most firefighters, when they go to an assignment, they know that they're going to go to an assignment for a minimum of 72 to 96 to 14 days. So they're going to go prepared. And then they get a 2 or 3 or 4 day break at the end of that 14 days, so they can come home and they can refurb their stuff. If they need to replenish on things, or if they wore their socks out or wore their shirts out, they can get new ones. If they need to get new boots and things like that.
So what do we know about any folks locally that are going for, have you gotten some new assignments? What's happening there?
So the last, we did some crew changes out this last weekend for some folks that went up to the stick pin fire, and to the Carpenter fire, and to the Chelan complex. And the last one, we had some folks reassigned from the Kettle complex over to the Okanagan complex on Sunday. And right now they're fully engaged. We have resources from, you know, the Tri-Cities and Walla Walla County areas that are in 3 different locations up there, Colville, in the Republic area, and then over to the west in the Okanagan area, and then in the Chelan area. So we've got them spread out all over.
All over. And are you going somewhere again?
It looks like my team's coming up this morning, and there's still discussion at this point in time where we're headed.
Mm-hmm.
But chances are we will be going out again soon.
Wow. And so us dealing with smoke down here is that we need to basically, you know what I'm feeling? I need to quit complaining. Because we have it, I mean, this is of course annoying and everything, but the fires are not raging right through the Tri-Cities right now.
Yeah, it's we are smoking. We have a lot of smoke here, but airplanes continue to come in and go out at Pasco Airport, so the smoke's not too bad. I was listening to a medical call that was taking place in Columbia County this morning on my radio, and they couldn't launch the helicopter out of Pendleton due to the smoke inversion, so they couldn't get off the ground to go to a medical call. They asked mutual aid from the city of Walla Walla for one of their ALS units. So, you know, the smoke here, yeah, it's bad, but closer to fires, it's much worse. I mean, Okanagan and Omak and Chelan, when you can't see a mile, that's when the smoke gets really bad.
Oh, that is so thick. So explain to us, here's your final question for us today, Lonnie. Explain to us what it means to the fire when we have clear skies or smoky skies here.
So, you know, there's a couple of different things that are going on with fire behavior when we have clear skies. The atmosphere is in an inversion state when we're all smoked in, and that means, you know, that we don't have our winds are calm, we don't have a lot of atmospheric lift, and that leaves us with a lot of smoke. If our skies are clear, chances are there's a lot of atmospheric lift, and you have a large column development, plume-dominated fire, so then you have a significant large fire growth, and that makes it a lot harder to manage the incident when that's taking place, when you have that open cap. So, you know, I'll take the smoke, because chances are the fire behavior's tamed down a bit up on the fire, and it's giving the folks on the ground an opportunity to take advantage of that lower activity.
All right, well, that helps us readjust our attitude about smoke here.
So if we're smoky,
Yeah.
that's good.
No,
It's not good for your health, but it's
Yeah.
good for the fire.
it's
So,
better for fighting the fire, yes.
Yeah, it's helping us out on the fire line.
Okay, Chief Lonnie Click from Benton Fire District Number 1, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time here today, really helping us understand what's going up there, and to say that we are grateful to firefighters would be a pretty big understatement
Yeah.
today. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Appreciate
much for
all
having
that
me.
you're doing. We're back in a moment here on Meet in the Middle. We've got a lot more to share with you on this Monday. Stay with us.